Okay, let's go ahead and go into the lab. And once in there, you're going to want to head over to the marketing section and find the drop down. Now you might just have internships if you don't have marketing. And inside of here, this is the internship section that has the gray dot on it. Notice I also have one that has a blue dot. Inside Hard Magic, I believe we even have one, with a blue circle. So we're in marketing and we're on the gray internship section. Now once in here, you're going to want to go over to the documents section. So go into documents, and in here, we keep the chat from many of our different interns that we interview. And you definitely want to read these. So it says intern initial convo, intern intro, and that gives you a lot of an idea of what I do in my interviews, and understanding what I say in my interviews is going to help you understand what to say in your interview. So when you click on one of these, it pops up on the screen, and you can read it right here. You can go through the entire conversation and really understand how I handle the first contact with somebody. Now, you might be wondering, how do I talk to them? If you go back onto the move and you look in the lower right, it says who's online down here. And if you're familiar with Facebook, other chat companies, we work very similar to that. You click on who's online, you find somebody, and here's Morgan. I can click on her and you just type. And I personally like to meet people in chat. It's very informal, and you can be formal while you're in an informal conversation. You can be at your house, you can be at a coffee shop, and it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can set up and meet people right here. Now, and there she is. She said, hey back. Doesn't even know she's getting recorded. Okay, so let's go back into the lab and let's go to the calendar section. Now, if you set up an interview with somebody, you want to head over to the calendar and talk to them over there. So I'll go into the calendar and I'll click on, let's say I'm going to schedule somebody with me for March 15th. So I find March 15th, I click on it, I could put in Morgan interview. And this is not going to be an all-day event, so I'm going to take that check mark off. And it's going to last 1 hour, and say I want it at 4:30 p.m. And honestly, that's all I really need to do if it's just a reminder from myself. If you also want to invite people, then go ahead and click on Edit Event Details. Once you edit the details, you can choose if this is a repeating event. You can look to invite other people. Maybe I also want Pierce to get involved on this. So me and Pierce are going to be invited to this, and I can give a little description here. And then you can just kind of review all of your details here and go ahead and hit Add Event. Once you do that, it pops up in there. And you can also set your reminders. It can send you a pop-up message 15 minutes before, 30 minutes before. You can change that to hours, days, or weeks, just so that you're reminded of when this event comes. Okay? So now you know how to look and review the interns that I've interviewed before. You know how to set up a calendar event once you actually have an intern you want to meet with. The nice thing about this area too is the time that you have here, that is your current time zone. When other people look at this, it's going to be their time zone, so you never have to really worry about what the time zone is of other people. And lastly, we want to go to the emails. So go ahead and click on emails. And in here, since I'm in this section, you're going to see emails only from the interns, the potential interns. It usually has their resume inside of it. It might say what area of the internships they want to get involved in. Like here you see resume from this college for sports marketing. I can click on it and the email is right in here. And you just want to know that if the dot is there, then that means it hasn't been read yet by anybody at all. So now that I clicked on this, notice that it now has no dot on it, no blue dot. That means somebody's read it. So you can scroll through here and look at all of these, and you could find one that hasn't been read yet and click on it. And as you saw on that list, most of them haven't been clicked on. We just get so overwhelmed with internships that we can't keep up. So this says James has applied for an internship in the position of sports marketing. you look at the attachments up here and it has his resume attached. I'm going to click on the resume and it'll open it up in my PDF reader. Just like any other resume, you can read it from there, and inside of that resume it'll have his email address, sometimes his phone number, and get in touch with him if it looks like he's a good potential person for our internship program, and invite him to become an intern with us. So when you invite him, you can go back into the documents area, and let's close that one out. And then let's look for the document that talks about the internships. And you can scroll through here, right here, email interns for showing interest. So when you click on the email interns for showing interest, this is really cool. It's actually a template that we have, and it's a great way to just copy and paste this into an email and send straight to them. Now, this is one that Kiani made, and as you see, it says login and it has her coupon code in here. I would change that to your username instead of using hers. But honestly, you can use this straight as it is. You could just copy and paste it into an email and it gives all the details. Now, we do require that students pay $29 as an application fee whenever we're handling it this way. And we've debated whether we're going to be continuing that or not. And I'm pretty sure in the future, this is not going to be implemented anymore. So you're welcome to take that part out and change this to your liking. But think of everything in here as a guideline. This whole lab area is just a place to help you come up with your own way of doing things. So let's close that one out. And you can also see a new email for interns that have already paid. So after they've paid the application fee, or maybe they've filled out their profile really, really well, and you want to bring on this person, and click on this one. And that's an entirely new area here, and that's an email that you can send to them as well. Okay, so in reading these, you can see what Kiani put together for this, what she likes to tell people when she's recruiting them. And the reason we have such a cookie cutter format is we've been doing this for years. We have hundreds of interns that have gone through our program, and as you saw in the email section, there are just hundreds of people applying every week, and it's really hard to keep up with unless we have a really great system. So just to break that down, you're going to first go into the emails, and you're going to find somebody. You're going to open up their resume, contact them. You're either going to use the template that Kiani has, or you're going to write your own message, and you're going to pretty much tell them that you want to meet them in the chat room, and that you want to meet them in chat, say, within 3 or 4 days. Never go more than 3 or 4 days without having somebody contact you. So today is February 27th. So I would say by March 3rd, on March 3rd, I have time at 2 p.m. or 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Does that meet in your schedule as well? And, give them a few options, and then go on to the next person. And, you can email 10 to 20 people in an hour and really get a good foothold in that. Okay, so after you do that, they reply back, they say they are interested, and in the meantime, between them talking to you and you actually having that meeting, go ahead and read all of these intern chats, and that'll give you a really good idea of how I'm talking to people. After you read all the intern chats, you should be really confident knowing what to say to them. And it doesn't matter what internship program they're going in with us, we pretty much want them to know that we're a family, we're a team, we all help each other, and they're going to be learning a lot. They're also going to be working from this website. They're going to have to feel comfortable logging into a social network, talking down here in chat with other people. They have to be somewhat computer savvy because they're going to be using the lab as well. We have the internship section here that everybody uses. And I think that's pretty much it. That really covers a lot in there. I hope that helps.